Hello New Zealand, thanks very much for joining us. I'm Philip Duncan. Well, the weather this week dominated by westerlies. That's what we're going to be seeing around the South Island. A big storm in the Southern Ocean. It's not coming up over us, but it's going to push in some wind and rain for a time. And then high pressure, and then a low. So got a lot going on. Here's the animated wind map for Monday, and you can see that big high building in the Tasman Sea. That's encouraging a cooler southwest wind around northern New Zealand, but for most other areas it's coming in from the west to northwest, so it's not too bad, but it drives in more rain on the western side and just windier weather here and there around parts of the South Island and the lower North Island. Now by Tuesday we've got all this high pressure to the north. Now I was talking about this last week, this big long stretched out area of high pressure, but I also said there's a good chance it could change shape. Well, it is going to change shape, but not quite how you think. The middle part in here where the two highs are connected is basically going to be sawn in half by a new low pressure system that then will expand and push the two highs further away from each other. So that was not in the forecast last week overall. Did see it in one update, but now we're really seeing it in all the maps. So you'll see that in a moment as we go through this week. Big storm in the Southern Ocean, 950 hectopascals. That's the reason why the winds are surging back up again. And with the big high to the north there, that's a big pressure gradient. That's the reason why you got these gales. Very, very stormy in the Southern Ocean as we head in towards Tuesday. But by the time we get to Wednesday, there's not really a lot going on. It's pretty calm. High pressure, pretty solid one too. 1031 hectopascals, that's the air pressure in the middle, crossing Northland and Auckland and really bringing fairly settled weather to much of the country. There's still a wee bit of a westerly down in the south, bit of cloud, maybe a couple of showers just coming in, very coastal around Southland, otherwise that's it. By Thursday, the rain returns to the west coast, but the winds, they turn northerly, so it gets warmer. So for most areas, you might have westerlies to begin with. They'll turn more northwest or north-northwest as the day goes on, but for the North Island, you're still pretty much under that high pressure. So you'll feel those winds around Cook Strait and Wellington, but really nowhere else. Then we get towards the end of the week, Friday, and look at that big low. So there's the one side of the high, there's the other side of it, and that's the low that has formed in between the two. It's a pretty big low, but the air pressure is not that deep, 1001, so it's not a major storm like that big one we just saw in the Southern Ocean. But size-wise, it's pretty large, and it'll be driving in this warmer, windier, more humid, cloudier, northerly flow, which starts around the end of the week and on Saturday increases across the country. Now you can see the rain is mostly out at sea. There might be a little bit that affects the north of the country and perhaps the west. Otherwise dry. The air pressure has dropped to 996, so the low is deepening, but it's got this enormous high on that side and another one on that side. So if these two highs meet in the south here, that will stop that low getting any deeper. So it's a very large system. There'll be stormy conditions over in Australia. There could be some pretty strong winds out at sea, but as for New Zealand on Saturday, doesn't look too bad at this stage. So we'll keep an eye on this developing new feature. That is all from me. It's good to be back. Good to have the cold that I had last week finally disappearing. Got the voice back. That's a good start when you have to do weather videos. So we'll catch you again on Tuesday with the very latest as we head in towards this next big low.